Alright, Sony fanboys. It's time to put this fucking bullshit rumor I keep seeing online to rest. Xbox has no games. God, you'll read it in every video game subreddit. You'll read it in every news site. PlayStation has the exclusives that are worth getting. Fuck Xbox, right? They don't have any games. Today, we're going to prove all you fucking Sony fanboys wrong. I am going to show you the best of the best, which is honestly some pretty weak bullshit. But we're going to see the best games that Sony has to offer, and I'm going to show you either the game that Sony ripped off the mechanics from on the Xbox side and does it better, or I'm going to show you an equivalent game for your Xbox that does everything the Sony game does superior. It has better mechanics, better gameplay. Let's not waste time with any bullshit, people. Let's get right into it, shall we? So what's one of the games that the PlayStation fanboys always run to whenever they want to tout their power of their exclusives? We got Uncharted, right? We got Uncharted. Well, you do have Uncharted. Now let me ask you, the blind Sony fanboys, a question. All right? And I'm going to give you a minute to think about this because I know your capacity for intelligence only entertains you one thought at a time. All right, here we go. Where did Uncharted get those third-person shooter mechanics from? What did Sony see that Microsoft was doing that they decided to rip off? Well, let me show you. Right fucking here, people. Gears of fucking War. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, as a quick note, a quick little addendum here. You want to talk about consumer friendly? Look at this shit. You buy Gears of War 4 on your Xbox One, you get 4 free games. 4 free games. Now, compare that to the Sony bullshit. We're going to remaster Uncharted. We're going to rip out the multiplayer components of 2 and 3. We're going to rush the product to market. And then they shut down the fucking Uncharted 2 and 3 servers last year. What the fuck, people? They fucked you hard with this one because they needed to rush a product to market because they knew this wasn't going to be done in time. Oh, and then, instead of selling this as the $10 DLC that it should have been, they fucking packaged it up and sold it as a $40 game. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck Uncharted. Gears of War is where you need to be. When they do a remaster, they do it right. They're not cutting shit out. You get multiplayer here. And this just goes to show what Microsoft does. Fucking 4 free games. Look at where's my multiplayer? Well, you don't even get fucking multiplayer. Get the fuck out of here. All right, let's move on. I don't want to spend too much time on one fucking game. Now, this next one's gonna offend a lot of Sony fanboys. What's their favorite exclusive? Another Naughty Dog game. That, by the way, I don't even like calling this a game because 95% of it is a fucking cutscene. All right, or dialogue. There hardly is any gameplay. The Last of Us. Now, I don't have The Last of Us Part 2 physically. I bought it digitally. Terrible game. Sequel never should have been made. I'm honestly glad I don't own it physically, though, because seeing it on my shelf would make me ill. Like, I would actually puke if I had to look at that shit on my shelf, just knowing how filled it is with social justice warrior elements and such a shitty plot. But let's focus on this and boil it down to the basics, people. What is The Last of Us? It's a zombie game. It is a zombie game. Now, over on Xbox, let me show you 2 examples of zombie games that actually have gameplay and are not fucking interactive movies. Alright? Look at this shit. We got State of Decay, significantly better gameplay than The Last of Us. And we have Dead Rising 3, which is a fucking technical marvel. Alright, the amount of shit, the amount of zombies you can see on screen. When you compare it to this bullshit, you see like 12 of these undead motherfuckers on the screen. Dead Rising 3 has significantly better gameplay than The Last of Us. State of Decay is significantly better on every front. State of Decay is actually one of my favorite games of this past generation. But as far as zombie games go, Dead Rising 3 is also better than The Last of Us. And I would take both of these games and State of Decay 2. I haven't even played State of Decay 2 yet, but I would take both of these games and State of Decay 2 over The Last of Us Part 2. That's one of the worst games ever made. Go watch my video on that. This is, yeah, I tell you what, this is a great movie. Shitty game. These two, fantastic games. Fantastic video games that you fucking play. Alright, now, check this out. Infamous Second Son. Now, I'm also going to weigh Spider-Man in here. I have Spider-Man digitally on the PlayStation. Alright, I've played it. Alright, now, check this out. You want to talk about what does Infamous Second Son and Spider-Man bring to the table? They're third-person, kind of like open-world superhero games, right? And while this one isn't touted as much, because this was more of a, it wasn't a launch title for the PlayStation, but it came out in the launch window, like in the first year. Check this shit out. The developers of Spider-Man actually already made a Spider-Man game for Xbox, and it was better. Sunset Overdrive. This game right here has the best gameplay you will ever play in your life as far as third-person feeling like a superhero action game goes. Alright? Not this. This was actually inferior to every other Infamous game, including the Festival of Blood DLC for the second Infamous, which is regarded as probably the shittiest Infamous game out there. This is shit. And Spider-Man is overrated. Trust me, all you Sony fanboys, you go pick yourself up an Xbox One S for like, what, $150, $200 these days? You put this fucking game in your system, you will never go back to Spider-Man. You will not. This game is too fucking fun. Too fucking fun. Also, you'll never play it. Have fun falling asleep with that thought in the back of your mind. You will never experience the greatness of Sunset Overdrive. You may have gotten the developer, alright? You may have fucking paid off Insomniac, and now they're making other games back to shitty Ratchet and Clank. You will never play Sunset Overdrive. Go fuck yourself, Sony fanboys. Alright, we're gonna pause. I don't have an Xbox equivalent for this next game, because honestly, there is no fucking equivalent. This is not a video game. Matter of fact, we're gonna cut this down, right? There's no logo there, alright? This is a movie. Until Dawn is a movie. It's not a bad movie if you like cheesy-ass tropes and things that kind of lean into being self-aware, but this game, along with the Quantic Dream, like your Detroit and your Heavy Rain, they're not fucking video games. Do not bring these to the table. They are not video games. These are fucking movies. Sony sells it to you. If I go buy a Blu-ray of a movie, I spend maybe $20. Sony packages this shit up, sells it to you for $60. Alright? Alright, now I've got a fucking Blu-ray collection, people. I've got a Blu-ray collection. This belongs down there with them. This is a fucking movie. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Alright, this next one's gonna be fun. Alright? Sony fanboys like to point out this one. Alright, we got Titanfall 2. You lost an exclusive. Well, first and foremost, Titanfall 2 is a good game. I have nothing bad to say about Titanfall 2. But, how the fuck are you Sony fanboys getting this without the OG? Alright? Where the fuck do you get your balls big enough to brag that you stole an exclusive from Microsoft without paying the respects to the original? This game had some of the most fluid and fun multiplayer I have ever had. This, my friends, does not exist without this. Therefore, all Titanfall 2 fans on the PlayStation 4 should be getting on their knees and paying their respects to their Xbox fellow brethren, because we funded this fucking game, we bought it, and we convinced them to make a sequel that you're now playing, oh, by the way, on your inferior hardware. Fuck you, Sony fanboys, for not recognizing without this, you would not have this. Alright? You owe us. You owe us a fucking debt of gratitude, and honestly, you ought to pay each one. Every single PlayStation 4 owner of Titanfall 2 should have to pay $60 to an Xbox One owner who bought the original Titanfall, because quite frankly, you owe us not just a debt of gratitude, you owe us a financial debt as well. We funded that shit, not you. Alright, now, one of those fucking Sony clowns in the comments when I was going over the fucking, the fact that PlayStation has no exclusive relevant games other than third-person action games, they actually had the fucking audacity to point out this. First off, this came out in 2013 and it never got a sequel. I wonder why that is. Because PlayStation fans did not buy this fucking game. They didn't buy it, alright? You wanna know why they didn't buy it? Because PlayStation fans didn't, they don't give a fuck about first-person shooter games. They never have. Matter of fact, you wanna know what PlayStation fans bought? You wanna know what PlayStation fans bought instead of Killzone Shadowfall? Instead of supporting Guerrilla Games' first-person shooter effort, The Sony fanboys went out and bought another third-person, story-heavy action game. You fuckers are so fucking predictable. Oh my god. Get the fuck out of here with that. Now, to address this, I do not own the Master Chief Collection physically. But I have a game that, while held in not the highest regard in the Halo community, is better than this trash heap. Halo 5 Guardians. I will play this 8 days out of the week over this fucking trash. Who talks about Killzone anymore? Why didn't Killzone get a sequel? Why the fuck did Sony fanboys buy this over this? Well, according to that one fanboy in the comments of my videos, you guys got first-person shooter games. No, you fucking don't. You bought this shit. You fucking clowns are so predictable. This is actually inferior to this. But both of these are inferior to this. Yep. At its worst, Halo still shits over 2 of your fucking exclusives. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. By the way, also primarily an interactive movie. Just because you paint an open world on it doesn't change the fact that it's a story-focused, third-person, narrative-heavy action game. God, you fuckers are predictable. Now we're almost at the end. Let's get controversial here, people. This is your heavy hitter, right? This is the best game that you have on the system. I'm putting God of War 3 in here because that was one of the highest rated PlayStation 3 games. They ported it over. And then you got this. All right, then you got this. We're going to abandon all the things that our fans liked. We're going to alienate the fuck out of our fans and make this a story about some dude and his fucking son going to bury his fucking wife's ashes. Whole story could have been resolved in 5 minutes, but no, we got to do it off the top of a mountain. Now, what could I possibly bring to the table that is better than these 2 fucking video games? This is the game of the year. This is one of the best games of all time. And this is its predecessor, right? Where the fuck, what am I going to possibly throw out there that can go to war with the God of War? First off, these 2 games get absolutely fucked by Rise Son of Rome. Look at this shit. Look at how badass that motherfucker is, alright? This motherfucker right here would destroy Kratos. He would fucking slaughter him in a one-on-one battle. Look at this shit. Rise Son of Rome is a work of art. Alright? Rise Son of Rome is the most underrated game of this generation. It was robbed of the Game of the Year award when it came out. God of War does not deserve Game of the Year. Rise Son of Rome does. Rise Son of Rome is an 11 out of 10 video game. God of War, I played it. It's a 2 out of 10 at best. And God of War 3, don't even bother. That game's a piece of shit. There you have it, people. If you want me to keep doing this, let me know. I will give me your best PlayStation exclusive. I will fucking give you a game on Xbox that you cannot play on your system that is better. That's what I do. Look at this shit. Look at all of these beautiful games. And this shit. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck PlayStation.